Hello everyone and welcome to another Fallout 76 Weapons Spotlight. Today we're taking a look at one of the new weapons that was introduced with Steel Dawn, the Crusader Pistol. I learned the plan and had a legendary version drop from the purveyor, and even though it's far from a dream roll, it's so hard to get legendary Crusader pistols of any kind that I figured we probably should give it a go, rather than waiting weeks or even months to see if something better comes along. Remember, if you like videos like this one, be sure to go ahead and get subscribed, hit the like button, and leave a comment so you don't miss any of the Fallout 76 content I upload every week on the channel. As always, we'll start by looking at the weapon and my build. I've included timestamps, so if you're already familiar with my builds or you just want to jump ahead to the action, you can. But let's get started with a look at the weapon itself. So as you can see, our main effect is Mutant Slayers, which is probably nobody's dream roll on any legendary weapon, but it's what we got, so it's what we're going to have to use. We also have bullets exploding for area damage, and our VATS critical meter filling 15% faster. So the second and third effects are very good. Those are definitely good effects to have, so we'll take advantage of that. Modifying the weapon, I did take it and put the fusion receiver on. So with a fusion receiver, that's going to switch it to fusion cells, give it a little extra energy damage. I think that's kind of fun, makes the weapon look cool, gives it this cool little green glowy thing on the receiver. So I'm pretty sure it does a little extra damage in the real world, but you know, there's lots of choices with this. There's a 5.56 receiver, there's a pyro receiver and a cryo receiver. So I rolled with this one for now because it gives me a little extra damage and it looks cool. And quite honestly, it's going to help me burn through some fusion cells, so why not? We put the large magazine on to give us a little more ammo capacity. That does cut back on our AP a little bit. It increases the AP usage of the weapon. But in my experience with it so far, it's been pretty minimal. I haven't really noticed an effect from it, so I'm okay with that. I'd rather have more ammo. And then we've also got a reflex sight, which is going to counter some of that by giving us better AP cost. And of course we have a suppressor so we can be nice and sneaky with it and get lots of sneak criticals, which is going to be important on a weapon like this because the damage isn't super high. However, those sneak attacks really do change the game. And we are going to run it at low health with unyielding armor. That's how this character works. So we're going to have lots of perception, lots of lucks to get lots of VATS critical chances, and plenty of agility for tons of AP. So I think these mods are going to work out okay for us. Let's go ahead, take a quick look at the mutations, and then on to legendary effects and perks. So for mutations on this character, this is my high intelligence pistol build. You're not really going to see mutations change very often, but for those who are unfamiliar, we've got Adrenal Reaction for more damage at low health. We're going to run it at low health because this is a build for intelligence primarily, so I want to have my unyielding armor on, I want to have it working, I want to generate as much XP as possible. That's the whole point of this character, so if we're going to be at low health anyway, we might as well get some extra damage. We've got Bird Bones and Marsupial, so we can jump high and land softly. Carnivore, so meat is more effective. Eagle Eyes for more perception and better critical damage. Egghead again for more intelligence. Healing Factor to save some stim packs between fights. Scaly Skin for some extra protection. And Speed Demon so we can move fast and reload fast. Looking at legendary perks, we start off with Ammo Factory. I think Ammo Factory is going to be commonly used by almost every player, so it makes sense to put it on all of my builds when I showcase these weapons. On top of that, it gives me the added benefit of not having to screw around moving materials and ammo back and forth between characters, which is a time-consuming hassle that I'm not really interested in participating in. So I'm going to take the lazy man's route, especially if I know that it probably makes the build a little more representative of what most players are going to run. Next up, we've got Follow Through. That's going to be really important for a weapon like this. This is a sneaky weapon. We've got a suppressor on it. So our targets will take more damage after we land a sneak attack. 40% more damage. That's not a small amount. So that's going to be very effective, especially on bigger, tankier enemies like the Behemoth and a Scorchbeast, where that's really going to help us do more damage to them. which is important because they've got a lot of health. So you get the point there. And then we're going to wrap it up with all legendary special perks. We've got luck, perception, endurance, and charisma. And the whole point of that is so that we can take more perks in those categories. And I'll go over all those right now when we look at special and regular perk cards. So we can see under special, I've got 2 in strength. That's so I can take bandolier and reduce the weight of my ammo. Perception, I've got tank killer, which does apply to pistols. We've got concentrated fire maxed out because this is a single shot pistol. 1 pull of the trigger, 1 shot, gives us much more effective concentrated fire than we would have if we had an automatic weapon. And then we've got glow sight to do a little extra damage against glowing enemies. Probably not the most useful perk in the game, but it works. I can get something out of it. And you might want to consider crack shot in there if you are more of a free aim with your pistols kind of player. I'm going to be using this one in VATS, so it doesn't make a ton of sense to do that. I want to get those VATS criticals, so crack shot doesn't really do anything for me. I might as well take a little extra damage just in case I get a big fat glowing ghoul in Whitespring. And then in endurance, we've got Radical, Revenant, and Fireproof. Radical is going to give me more strength, therefore more carry weight while I'm at low health, because I use radiation to gate my health. Revenant is more damage if I get revived. Not going to be a factor in this run, but under normal circumstances, playing with a group, that's definitely helpful. And Fireproof is useful too, but probably not all that useful for me because I've got a dense mod on my chest. Charisma, we've got 3 points in Tenderizer and 4 in Lone Wanderer. Tenderizer is going to help it's going to make our targets take more damage after we attack. Very useful. Lone Wanderer makes me take 20% less damage and gain 30% AP regen. So very useful indeed for a VATS critical build. And any damage mitigation is always good when you're running low health. Under Intelligence, we've got Nerd Rage. That's going to give us, again, more damage resistance, more AP refresh, and more damage itself at low health. 5 points in Demolition Expert and Gunsmith. So we're going to get more power out of our explosive effect, and our gun isn't going to break as fast. And then I've got Scrapper and Master Hacker, mainly just because I need to fill out the tree. This is a high intelligence character built to generate XP, so it doesn't make any sense to not take 15 intelligence. Under Agility, we've got Escape Artist, we've got Covert Operative. Those are going to pair up and help us with stealth. We're going to get more sneak attack power, and Escape Artist will help me escape if I get caught. Gunfu, so we can swap between targets quickly and get a little damage buff. Adrenaline, so we boost our damage as we take on big groups. And then you can see the Gunslinger perks. I don't have them totally maxed out. It's kind of a balancing act here because all of this stuff lives under Agility. So it gets the job done. Perfect world, I'd have, 5 more points in Agility so I can max those out. But we have to live with what we get. Under Luck, of course, we've got Class Freak and Starch Genes so we can keep our mutations and reduce their negative effects. Serendipity for damage avoidance, Bloody Mess for more damage, and a bunch of VATS critical perks. You guys all get the point. Let's jump to Whitespring and kill some ghouls. Alright, heading inside, I am going to skip the can chimes so I don't have to chase them down if I die, which I've had a tendency to do here lately. Switch target to the head. And VATS accuracy is not amazing. Okay, now we're getting a little better. Not too bad. Okay, all right. Getting a feel for this thing. Anybody else hanging around? I do think the animations on the weapon are really, really cool. Okay, and you can see here with these VATS hit chances not being 95% all the time, that is a byproduct of the short range of this weapon. That is one of the downsides of it. We do have to get a little closer to be able to be accurate in VATS. So I'll have to work with that a little bit. That's a dangerous thing for a low health stealth build. Now when we've got VATS criticals we can use, that gives us a nice guaranteed hit from across the room. So not too bad. Let's run into the next room and see what kind of trouble we can get into. Anything hanging out there? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Moving on. All right, ghouls are waking up. Not bad. 2 shots. So double tap kills pretty much everything. 1 shot can kill some things. Because that first shot is coming real close on a lot of them. As we build up adrenaline, I think we'll start 1 shot killing more of these ghouls. Very good. Got another one coming up the steps. Okay, so soft targets are pretty easy. I like that I can use fusion cells. They're very common. They're readily available. That's pretty cool. And so far, I think we're clear here. Let's take a look downstairs. Looks like we had one of the nuke code officers running around, so maybe that has disturbed some ghouls. We'll see. We'll take it slow and careful here just to make sure in case they're already awake. They're not. All right, 2 shots down. And Gunfu is making our targeting very easy and very quick. That is a major improvement to VATS with Steel Dawn. VATS moves much, much quicker. Gunfu swaps targets much, much quicker. And that is a very, very welcome change. Especially for pistol builds. All right, looks like these guys already moved. Let's take out the ones in the little lounge area here. Come on. There you go. 2 shots and you're dead. That's what I like to see. So probably, honestly, double tapping more than I even need to, but we've got our big glowing one. Big fat glowing one. And you can see follow through popping up there and doing a little more damage. Well, it didn't pop up, but you saw the increased in damage. And we are in the clear, I think. We'll run outside quick and see if anybody's hanging around here. My guess is they got dealt with the officer. Nope, we got one. Okay. We'll take you down. And one more around the bushes. Goodbye. All right. That was pretty cool. Works pretty well. Let's head to the deep. So far, I've got no complaints, even though we haven't been able to use our primary effect yet. We'll see that at the Behemoth and at Huntersville with Super Mutants, but even without that, between the explosions and the VATS critical meter filling fast, I think we're doing pretty well with this weapon. Just make our way down the catwalk here, grab some steel. I need to make some ammo, so we might as well pick that up while we're running around. And we're going to have a couple more Liberators land. Easy enough. Double taps, do the job. Even at some distance. And we've got another commie soldier there. 1 shot down. Now, the communist soldiers don't count as ghouls. But it does seem like we're doing extra damage to them here. I wonder if they count as mutants. They could, because we're one-shotting all of these guys, and they're definitely taking more damage. That would be interesting. Okay, can we wall hack this? Yes, we can. All right. Very good. So, of course, for those of you purists out there, there is no hacking going on. This is on Xbox. This is just VATS doing its thing. All right, you are almost dead. And now we have Power Armor Commander. All right, 2 shots because the second shot with Tenderizer and follow through did very, very well. Let's run inside and finish cleaning this place up. Oh no, I think we've got one out here. Yep, turn around. I see you. And you're dead too. Anybody else? Nope. Okay. Reload. And let's head inside. There should be a few down on the ground level. Easy enough so far. And you can see we're doing pretty solid damage with this weapon. Headshots and VATS criticals are absolutely crucial, but so far, nothing we can't handle. Most of these guys are going down in 1 shot, if not a second one. Just like the ghouls, honestly easier than the ghouls in Whitespring. And here we go, another Power Armor Commander. Don't want to mess around there. And looks like Gunfu moved so quick, I didn't even see it, but they are all dead. So it's time to go see how this works on a Super Mutant Behemoth. So far, I'm pretty impressed with this weapon. We haven't gone against anything that should be taking advantage of its primary effect yet, and it's still been very useful, very good. So let's just take a quick look around, So with our Behemoth, we want to get close enough that we can land that first shot without waking him up. I want to land a sneak attack so we can get extra damage from follow-through. But he's got his head in the water, which is not helpful. That does not help our accuracy. We're just going to have to go with it. All right, and there we go. So it takes a second for follow-through to work. And apparently sometimes it doesn't work anyway. But for the most part, it helped. He went down nice and easy. Nothing to worry about there. And the Mutant Slayer's effect, I'm sure, was helpful there as well. Let's jump to a Fissure site. All right, we've got plenty of Scorched running around. We just got to get in range. 2 shots. How do we do it at distance? So follow-through helps us there, I think. At that kind of range, we're definitely seeing a damage drop-off, but I'd rather hit them once or twice extra than get up close and personal, so that works fine for me. And I know you're there. Now you're not anymore. We'll take out as many of these guys as we can to build up adrenaline before we start hitting the Scorchbeast. I hear you flapping around, and this is going to be the downside to this weapon. With a target like a Scorchbeast that sometimes doesn't want to cooperate, we're going to see a big damage drop-off while it's flying, because it's just too far away. So not only do they have good damage resistance, and they probably avoid some of our explosive damage, but it's so damn far away. We want to keep hitting here and get as much out of our adrenaline as we can. All right, a couple more hits. Keep going. Come on, Scorchbeast. You don't have to be a little bastard like this. You can be cooperative. Just want to kill you and entertain people with your death. You have a purpose, Scorchbeast. It is to die for the amusement of random people on the internet. You can stop crop dusting me. You can come back over here and let me finish you off, because I think all these people want to see the super mutants, because that's where this weapon is best. And you are just taking a long time to die. Holding up everybody's day. But now you're dead, and that makes me happy. Let's move on to Huntersville. Okay. We'll start off with some floaters. And I'm not sure if the Mutant Slayer's effect applies to them or not. It kind of doesn't look like it does. But that's okay, they're dead anyway. Let's move up the road, see what we can find. Yeah, it looks like the boy and his dog that are usually down by the barriers are way up the road, so we'll jump up to the water tower and take out this sniper first. How you doing there, buddy? You having a good day? I'm gonna change that. All right, 2 shots and dead. Let's make our way back down to the main road. We'll take out the super mutant and his hound, who are walking ever so slowly. Yeah, let's go to the hound first, because he might alert the others to my presence, and I don't want that. So another 1 or 2 shots on pretty much everything does the job. And here again we can see the limitations of the range of our weapon. But that's okay, 2 shots. Not too bad. We're building up some adrenaline. Level 100 in here. How do we do on him? Okay, you're still a 60. 2 shots. 2 shots on a level 100 super mutant. Okay. I can live with that. I kill a lot of super mutants, so, you know, Mutant Slayers isn't the worst effect in the world for me. But, yeah, so would I love to see this with something else, like Bloodied or Anti-Armor or any number of other things? Yes. But the weapon has performed well. Get you dead before you regenerate. Executioner's Meat Hook with limb damage and endurance. Okay, not a good one. Alright, 2 more upstairs. And this we can see. Sometimes we do hit in VATS, but the main projectile doesn't, and we just get the explosive damage. But overall, these guys are a piece of cake, no problem. Let's head up the road. There should just be a couple more to take out, and then we'll talk conclusions, which overall, I can tell you, are going to be pretty positive. There will be minimal whining and complaining. There will be some whining and complaining, but it will be minimal. All right, let's see here. Goodbye to you, goodbye to you. So that area damage helped us out there a little bit. And 2 shots even from long range, and he is toast. Alright, let's go over the weapon and see what we think. So what are my final thoughts? Well, I liked the Crusader Pistol. It looks cool, it has great new animations, handles well, all that jazz. It's a solid addition to the game. Even without a good primary effect, I was able to take out almost everything in 1 or 2 shots, which is pretty much as good as it gets nowadays. Also of note, it didn't break before finishing my run, which I can't say for a lot of weapons with the explosive effect, so that bodes well for the weapon's durability, especially if you can get your hands on a non-explosive version. As for the legendary effects, well, explosive does what it says on the tin. It explodes and it does area damage. Faster VATS criticals are always good, we landed plenty of those today. The Mutant Slayer's effect isn't amazing because it's situational, but it turned out that we really didn't need it much anyway. My dream roll on this gun is probably going to be Bloodied or Executioners with 33% VATS hit chance increase. That was one thing I really noticed. VATS accuracy wasn't amazing. That's a byproduct of the relatively low accuracy of the weapon and the short range that's typical of pistols. It still worked well enough, but that boost in particular would make it a pretty nifty little stealth weapon, so I'll be keeping my eyes out for one of those for sure. And that brings us to the negative. Whoever decided to make this weapon untradeable and make it that you couldn't craft it as legendary, yeah, I'm unhappy with you. I am unhappy with that person. The RNG gods are so stacked against you in this game already that adding something like that, adding a system that's that hard, it's just disappointing. The system the gold bullion weapons used was pretty great. Learn the plan, buy legendary modules, roll the dice. It wasn't perfect, but it was much better. At least it let us target the item we wanted. Relying purely on RNG? Yeah, not so fun. So here's hoping they get that straightened out, because it was a terrible choice for what is otherwise a great addition to the game. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of today's video. If you had fun, found it useful, or anything in between, go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, and leave a comment so you don't miss any of the Fallout 76 content I upload every week on the channel. Till next time, I'm Fisty McRib.